What's up, everybody? So, I knew 0% about what this movie was about before going into it. All I knew is that Zendaya was in it, and I was sold. I was gonna go watch it, and I was happily going to go watch it. So, this is your review of Malcolm and Marie.
You're angry.
No, it's a what if factor.
Marie. Marie.
So Malcolm and Marie is about Malcolm, played by John David Washington, who is a director and writer of a new movie that just came out. Him and his girlfriend, Marie, played by Zendaya, come home from their premiere, and it's pretty much about a fight. The whole thing is about a fight from the beginning to the end. It felt like one scene of them just fighting. And that is pretty much the movie. The storyline is practically their thought process behind their relationship, how it relates to the movie, and then Malcolm's opinions on what people think of his movie. And it just pretty much is a deep dive into their relationship, how they are as two people together coinciding, and how toxic it really is. And that is the movie. That is the storyline, and that is as much as I can give you. And there's really not much to give away. Let's dive into the movie, what I liked, what I didn't like, because even though there wasn't much going on with this movie, there's a lot of thoughts I had after watching this movie. Like I said, I had no idea what this movie was going to be about. I just knew Zendaya was in it, and I knew it was going to be black and white. I didn't know if I was getting myself into another mental lighthouse situation. I just knew I was getting into a relationship issue movie, and I was fine with it. I was here for the ride. And what I got out of it is that Malcolm and Marie are giving us a textbook on how to be toxic in a relationship. Malcolm and Marie is like the couple that you always go out with you and your friends, that one couple that we were all gonna go out and they're gonna argue. That couple's gonna argue the whole night, and then you're just looking to your friends like, why are they together? Someone explain why they're together, because I can't figure it out. And that's the whole movie, is you trying to figure out, they're still going, they're still arguing. Oh my god, can this just end? And it just never ends. The argument never ends. The movie just keeps going, and it's an argument, and it's almost frustrating at times. And that's why this movie really breaks it down to two people and their words. It strips everything back except for two people and their words. And the writing is phenomenal. If there's anything I'm going to say about this movie, is it's great acting and even better writing. People in the writer's room were having a field day. It was like, let's get all the best people that we can in a room to sit and write about relationship issues and how people are going to fight on screen. I don't think I've ever seen a movie that felt more like I was watching a theater production, like an in-person play theater production, than this movie. This movie felt like I just took a little trip to London. I'm in a little playhouse in the West End, and I'm just watching two people on a stage in one scene, in one set, just going through an argument for an hour and 45 minutes. And it felt like a theater production. And I give them that. It's really cool the way they were able to bring something so intimate on screen, which I really appreciate and I really enjoy with this movie. But it's just one argument. The whole movie is one scene, and that's just a lot. And it's a lot to process to enjoy a movie. You just kind of look at the screen at one point and you're just thinking like, just stop arguing. Please, just whatever you do, just stop arguing. You two are obviously just not good for each other. And this just needs to end. And every time you think it's gonna end, it just, once again, it just keeps going. And it honestly starts to like get with your mind where you're like, please, just stop. You just want to grab your screen, the TV screen, your laptop, and go, just stop arguing. Please, just stop arguing. Some little things that I really liked about this was there are some really witty writing lines in there. Like I said, the writing's amazing. So there is some really witty, funny moments in it, especially the Lego movie line where it was almost like, are you gonna go make a Lego movie? And he's like, the Lego movie is heat, it's so good. And it was really funny because the Lego movie it's pretty fire. The Lego movie's good. So it's funny that they reference that. And I like the moments where they're talking about a filmmaker's stance on when reading critics and what critics say, and how sometimes a critic can take a movie for a simple movie for what it is and then completely take another spin on it or overanalyze it to put a new spin on it. So I really like that they were hinting that in there, even subtly, even though they know what they're saying is going to be critiqued because it is a movie. So I thought that was really funny. Another thing, let me just say, the mac and cheese eating bit, that's the best scene of the whole movie. I agree with Malcolm. Sometimes mac and cheese just takes precedence over the situation that you're in. The scene is where Zendaya, they get right back. This is almost the opening scene. They get back from the movie premiere. Zendaya, during this whole bit while they're talking, is making mac and cheese for Malcolm. And Malcolm finally sits down to eat his mac and cheese after a 30-minute argument. And he's eating the mac and cheese and then just starts up the argument again. And she gets pissed that he's arguing with her while eating mac and cheese, showing that this mac and cheese takes precedence and is more important than her in that moment. And you know, sometimes that mac and cheese, I agree, it's just too good. You need the mac and cheese. It's that perfect late night snack. And I was dying because I could relate so much to that scene. I could also relate to the scene where Malcolm gets home. The first thing he does, pops on some music, some James Brown that blasts through the whole house. He's dancing around. He's having a time. Like, this is me. I'm like, this is exactly what I would do. I got home from a movie premiere that I just made, directed. People are loving it. I'm blasting music and dancing around my house with a drink. That sounds great. That sounds amazing. I was like, this is great. Yeah, so at the end of the day, I don't know how I felt about the whole movie being one scene and one argument, because there's so much being said and there's so much to unpack with what they're saying, that every time they say something that needs to really be unpacked and you start to mentally and think about what they're saying, something else gets thrown in a mix. Something else gets put right on top of it, and you need to leave whatever you're thinking from behind and then jump to the next topic and really think about that. So it was almost, you were never able to sit and grasp the words that they were saying, these deep and meaningful pieces and sentences and things they were putting on screen, because it just felt like it was just one thing on top of another and another, and you weren't able to process everything. Because then it just becomes a blender of heavy topics and statements, and it just keeps going and going and bubbling over until it just becomes insanity. Whether it's on screen or in your mind, it just feels like insanity. And it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, and I just don't think because of that, this movie has good rewatchability, which I think is a big aspect to really, really good movies. So that's where I kind of felt disappointed in. It's not necessarily my type of movie, but it does have amazing writing, amazing acting, and it feels like you're watching a theater production. So overall, I give this movie a 6.2 out of 10. I'm happy I watched it once. I probably wouldn't watch it again. It doesn't have good rewatchability, but I mean, it really does a number on writing. People could be taking notes on how they could be writing for movies in this type of scenario, because it was really good. Yeah, that's my review. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see me and my reviews and other content whenever I post them. So, thank you.